Hello everyone. Very good morning to one and all. I welcome all the listeners of this video. In today's video, we are going to discuss about arrays in JavaScript. Before going to see about today's topic, just refer the things what we have discussed in the previous sessions. So in the previous section, we have discussed about the creation of objects. So we have studied that there are three ways to create objects in JavaScript: by using object constructor, directly by using reference, and we have object literal. So in these three ways we can create objects, and we have seen the theory part regarding these three ways, and we have covered three programs on these three things also. We have done one program on how objects can be created by using object literal, and we have written one program how objects can be created directly by using the reference, by using the instance. And the third one, we have already wrote one more program on how objects can be created by using the constructor. So I think you all are very aware of those things. So the people who don't know how to create objects, they can watch the previous video where the link was kept in the groups. So please watch the previous video if you don't know how objects can be created in JavaScript. Right, in today's session, let us move to the slide where we have ended in the previous session. Right, we have ended in the previous session at this particular slide, right? So we have ended at how objects can be created by using object constructor. Now in today's session, we will concentrate on, actually I said that in today's session, we are going to cover arrays. So before going to cover arrays, there are a few more topics left regarding objects. So let us complete those topics first, and then we can move to the arrays in JavaScript, right? So in JavaScript, object is defined, in JavaScript, we have some predefined objects. So till now, we have created some of the objects among using one of the three ways. So we have created one object by using object literal. We have created one object by using instance, and we can create one object by using object constructor. In the previous two sessions, we have done three programs. So those three programs are creating objects of our own. Now, in today's class, we are going to start the things with what are the different objects that JavaScript is having by default. For example, if we consider Java programming language, there are multiple number of default objects. Among those, we have two objects which we are very familiar. We know in order to print something on the output screen in Java, we use system.out.println. So system is a class name, out is an object name. So there, out is called as default object, right? Or predefined object. Similarly, when we want to take something during the runtime of the program, we use system.in. So the people who practice the programs on Java, they all know the use of system.out and system.in. System.out means we are going to print something on the output screen. System.in means we are going to take something from the input devices. So where system is a class name and in is an object name. So there, out and in are called as predefined objects, or they can also be called as default objects of Java programming language. Similar to the default objects of Java programming language, in JavaScript also, there are some objects which are predefined. So that means they come along with the JavaScript programming language. There is no need to define those objects. They are by default, they will be there in JavaScript, right? We can make use of such type of objects in the program depending upon our need. So let us have a look at what are the different predefined objects. First one, The name of the first object, default object or predefined object in JavaScript is document. We all know if you want to print anything on the output screen, we use document.write or document.writeln in the JavaScript code. Right? We have using this document.writeln from the first day itself. And we have used one more thing called as document.getElementById. Right? So this document is one of the predefined or default object in JavaScript. Second one, window. Right? I will explain about each and every object in detail. Right? So first, let us have a look at what are the different objects which are there predefined in JavaScript. So window is the second one, and then third one, browser. Fourth one, form. Fifth one, math. Sixth one, date. Right? So along with this, we have some more objects depending upon the version of JavaScript. In the earlier versions, we don't have this many type of predefined objects. As version by version is changing, they are adding some more objects, few more objects, right? So now let us discuss about these 6 objects which are called as predefined and default objects in JavaScript. First one is document, second one is window, third one is browser, fourth one is form, fifth one is math, and sixth one is date. So in the above, most frequented used objects are document and window. So without knowing that a document is an object, we have already used it in the, I think almost all 7 to 8 programs, right? So among all the 6 default objects which were mentioned in the above, document and window are used most frequent. Most probably we use document, and the next preference is for window, because most of the properties lies in document and these things input and output operations through JavaScript window. So a document and window are the 2 objects which are very frequently used. So why we use these things in the sense we use these things in order to perform some input and output operations through JavaScript window. Right? So as all we know, when we are working with the programming, the main things, the most frequently used things are input and output operations. So the things which are related to input and output operations will be used most frequently in any programming language. The same thing here also. In here, for taking input and output operations through JavaScript window, we need to make use of document and window objects. So they will become automatically, they will become the most frequently used objects. Right. Let us go to the next slide. Document object. So here is the explanation for each and every object what we have seen in the previous slide. So in the previous slide, we have seen about document, window, browser, form, math, and date. So there I have covered only the names of the predefined objects. So in this, from this slide, I am going to explain each and every object, each and every predefined object in detail. The first and most frequently used object is document object. So the document object represents the whole HTML document. So it will represent the entire HTML document. And then there are some methods which are supported by this document object. And the following is the description of those methods. So we can make use of document object along with write method. In the sense, we can use it as document.write, and within the braces, we have to provide any string, so that will be printed on the output screen. So we can use document.write or document.writeln, document.getElementById, get element by name, get element by tag name, get element by class name. Right? These are the following some of the methods which can be used along with the document object. Here is the description on the RHS side. You can find the description of each and every method which can be used with the document object. So let us have a look at each and every method in detail. Right? The first one is write of string. So that means document.write of string. So it will write the given string on the document. So this particular method is used to write the given string on the document, right? There is one more method which is very common to the above method. Here only one thing is added, that is ln, which represents line. So in the above method we call write, and in the next method it is write ln. So it will write the given string on the document with new line character at the end. So at the end of printing the string, a new line character will be inserted automatically when we make use of this write ln method inside the JavaScript code, right? So when we use the write method, no new line character will be added at the end. But when we use this write ln method, some new line character will be added at the end. And next one, get element by ID. So we have used this one. We have used this one when we are seeing the first example on JavaScript. In the first example on JavaScript, we have created a button, and when somebody makes a click on the button, something has changed on the web page. So the people who don't understand this get element by ID method, they can please refer to the first session on JavaScript, maybe the first or second session on JavaScript. Right there, I have explained get element by ID in 2 or 3 programs, how that get element by ID will work. Right? For any element in HTML, we take ID attribute, and by using the name of that ID, we can change something on the web page. Right? So I don't want to talk about all the examples and any other things related to that one. Just see the name of the method and let us discuss the description of the method. So get element by ID, right? It returns the element having the given ID value, right? And there we have used an ID name called as demo, right? So this particular method will return the element with the name demo in that particular program. So the same thing here, this particular method returns the element which is having the given ID value, right? And next one, get element by name. So these 4 are very similar to each other. These 4 are very similar to each other, right? So we have studied about selectors in HTML, CSS. We have studied about selector, ID selector, class selector, group selector, right? So these are very much related to those selectors, right? Here we select an element based upon ID. Here we select an element based upon name. Here we select an element based upon tag name. And here we select an element based upon class name, right? So this method will return the element which is having the given ID value. This method will return the element which is having the given name value. This method will return the element which is having the given tag name. And this method will return the element which is having the given class name. So this is how these particular methods will work. Get element by ID will return an element which is having the ID, given ID. Get element by name will return a method which is having the element which is having the given name, right? So now these 6 methods can be used along with the document object. Okay. Now let us move to the next slide. Let's move to the next slide. At example, devo.html means I have written one example during the preparation of this PPT. Right? If you want me to show an example on this document object, so let us move to the programming window. There we can see one example. Right? Let us go to the new and take one HTML document. Right? Right? Inside the take one HTML tag and then a tag. So these things are very common. That's why I'm going a bit faster. Title. Here my title is document object. Right? Here my title is document object. I'm closing this title tag. Now closing the head tag also. Opening the body tag. Inside the body tag, I'm going to write a heading called as methods in document, right? Methods in document object, right? I'm closing this particular H1 tag. Right. So now you use this now on click. Just make a call to any one method. Right. The program is very similar to the previous program what we have written in the first session of JavaScript program, JavaScript. Right. So on click equal to my, which means it will create a button. When somebody makes a click on this button, it will call a function called as my function, right? And the name of the button is click me, and I am closing this button tag here, right? One second, I'm closing this button tag. So after closing the button tag, I'm using a script tag here, and inside the script tag, I want to write some script called as I want to define some my function. In this function, right, in this function, what we are going to take is we are going to take one, we are going to select one element based upon ID. So we have to use document dot get element, one second, document dot get element by, right, by ID, where the ID name is demo, get element by ID of demo, one second, and then dot inner HTML equal to, right, equal to something called as computer science and engineering, right? I'm ending this one with a semicolon. So the people who make a click on this button called as click me, right, who make a click on this button called a click me, it will call a method called as my. And what this my method will do, my method will select an element based upon ID, where the ID name is demo, and it will change the things there with computer science and engineering, right? So let us look at one second. So let us save this code with do.html, right? Save this code with do.html, and now move to the do.html and just open this one, right? If you open this one, you can find, one second, the system is a bit slow, right? You can find methods in document object. Just compare the things here. Just compare the things, right? I will, one second, I will reduce some font size. Right, now compare these two things here. Just compare these two things. Inside the title, we have given, right, we have given document object as title, and you can observe here, right, the document object is the title of the web page. And then next you have used h1 space id equal to demo, and you have given methods in object, and that is the output here for this particular statement. And then in the next line, you have created a button where the name of the button is click me. So this is the output of the line. You have written something called as to my function. So when somebody makes a click on this click me button, right? Click me button, that will call the function called as my function. That's what we have written here. On click equal to my, in the sense, if somebody make a click on this button, so in case the my function is called, will select an element, that is get element by ID, and the name of the element is demo. Demo means it is going to work on this particular H1 element. H1 is the element which is having the ID demo. So the methods in document object will be replaced with computer science and engineering. That's what we have written in this particular statement. So it is the same program which we have discussed in the first session. Now I am going to add something to this program, right? So let us clear all the drawings what I have written over the screen. Right, I have cleared all the drawings on the screen. Now let us observe when we make a click on this program, will definitely rewrite methods in document object with computer science and engineering or not, right? Let us make a click on this one. Please observe the things. 1 second, it is not working. Let us see. I'm sorry, we don't end the script tag, we don't end the body tag, and we don't end the HTML tag for this HTML. Let's just save the code, make a refresh here. Now make a click on this click me button. Still it is not working. Just checking the program once again. Just give this demo in double quotes. Right. Now save the code and then make a refresh here. Now make a click on this click me button. Right, I'm sorry. In order to define a function in JavaScript, we need to make use of function keyword. Sorry for that. Now it will work fine. Don't worry. And saving this code, make a refresh here. Right, make a refresh here. Now make a click me here button. So if you make a click on this click me button, you can see that the text. Just make a refresh. Observe once again. Initially, the text was methods in document object. Right? Initially, the text was methods in document object. Now, if you make a click on this click me button, right? If you make a click on this click me button, has changed it to compute method along with the two methods which have we ID. We have discussed about document.write and document.writeLn. So let us use these two functions, right? Let us use these two functions here, document dot write within the double quotes CSC, right? And then document dot write ln ECE, right? So I have used three methods based upon the document object. I have used document.write, I have used document.writeLn, and then I have covered document.getElement by ID. So now saving the code, making a refresh here, right? Now make a click on this one. It has to print computer science and engineering, followed by CSC, followed by EC. So let us look at how this method will behave, how this button click will behave. Sorry, I'm sorry, 1 second. So the computer science and engineering has been replaced with this button click here. So let us cut these two statements, paste them here. Now save the code, make a refresh here. Right now you can observe we got the medicine document. Click the button CSE and ECE. Now make a click here. It will change the things with computer science and engineering. So let us alter these two things. Let us alter and then document.write. Save the code output. Now make a refresh here. Right, if you observe here, if you use write ln method, there is some space between CSE and ECE. Previously, we don't find any space between these two things, right? So now let us use the other three methods: document dot get element by name, document dot get element by tag name, and document dot get element by class name. I will explain one program. Right, I will explain one program. I will explain get element by name method by using an already one existing program. See the program. This program was just copied from the web, right? So in this program, we started with HTML, and then we don't have any head and title tags here. We just skip those two tags, and we started with body tag. And inside the body tag, we have used first name and first name. That means we have defined two labels. The names of the two labels are first name and first name. Where beside the label, we have an input, right? And the type of input is text. That means we can enter some text in that. There it will create some text field. In the text field, we can enter text. So the default text will be Michael in the first field, and in the second field, the default text will be dog, right? So we have created two labels. The names of the two labels are first name, right? And these two, after these two labels, we have created two text fields, right? The two text fields are having the default values of Michael and dog, right? After that, we have created one paragraph which will say that click the button to get the tag name of the first element in the document that has a name attribute with the value of fname. And when somebody makes a click on this button, my function will be called. Right, let us discuss about my function later. And we have one more paragraph where it is an empty paragraph, but it has some ID demo. And we have started the script tag here. And inside the script tag, we have defined a function with the name my function. And what this my function will do is it will get one element by its name, and the name of the element is f name. So f name, in the sense you can find f name which will gets highlighted, right? It is going to select an element with f name, and from that f name element, it is going to get the tag name of that element. So for f name, the tag name is input. For f name, the tag name is input. So we are going to get an element by its name, where the name of the element is f name. You can find here f name. And then from that element, we are going to get the tag name. So the tag name for the f name is input tag, right? So we are storing this entire thing into a variable x, and then we are selecting a document by its ID and selecting an element by its ID, where the ID is demo. Demo in the sense, uh, here we have one paragraph with the ID demo. It is an empty paragraph. So in place of the empty paragraph, we are going to print the X. X means X is storing the tag name. Right? X is storing the tag name, which is having the name of the tag to be stored in X. So we are place this element, empty element with X. This paragraph will be replaced with, when we make a click on this button, in white space, it will print, right? So let's save the code and the type is text and the value in that is Michael. So so the output of first line, the output of the statement is this second line, and output of this paragraph is this third line, and output of the statement is this try it button, right? And then we don't find any output here for this paragraph because it is an empty paragraph. It does not contain anything. Actually, the output of this paragraph will be in this particular area, right? So in this particular area, right, this particular area field, right, here, the output of our program will be displayed. This empty field is the output of this paragraph tag. So now let us see the my function. What this my function will do is it will get an element by its name where the name is f name. So f name means we have f name, this input tag, right? This tag will be stored in X, and we are replacing an ID demo with X, right? We are replacing an ID demo with X. So X is storing input. So in place of empty space, we will get input tag name, right? So I'm clearing all these drawings, right? If you make a click here, that will print input in this particular space. You can observe. So it has printed input. Input means it is the tag name which you are seeing. Since we are asked to get the tag name of by doing programs on get element by class name and get element by tag name. After the completion of those two programs, we can start the default object window and its methods along with the descriptions, along with the examples, right? I end up with this session